Good evening, good evening. I know it's kind of late. Right now it is literally 9:33 at night. And it's been egging me, and I'm one of those people that when I know it's on my mind, I have to get it done. So today what we're going to do is real quick actually, because it's very fast to do. I am going to plant several more seedlings today because some of my other seedlings died. I have new ones that's already set up, and I'll show that to you guys in just a little bit. And right now, we are going to go ahead, and this is Rockwool. Rockwool basically is just a very good item here in which you can use other material, but I personally like the Rockwool because it's just really stable when you put the seedlings in them and then you transfer them to the net cups, and it gives good stems and it grows right into the water. You don't have to change anything, and this is actually really stable for the plant. So I'm going to actually fill this up with water. Let's get this on here, just so that the Rockwool, I can't talk tonight, just so the Rockwool will get wet. Just make sure it's basically soaked. And this is the process basically of prepping the Rockwool, because you want to get the Rockwool completely wet and so on. I tend to squeeze out a little bit of the water, of course, but you want to get it soaked. That way it absorbs pretty much water all through the different layers of the wool, because this is literally a rock that they have spun into wool. Don't ask me how they do it. One day I'll look it up and I'll share it with everybody. So right now I am going through the process of doing this, and I'm giving it a couple seconds here so it can finish filling up. It's just as simple as this. And this is the starting point of seedlings, and at least for hydroponics. Now, other people have different methods that they use. Some people don't use Rockwool at all. Some people don't like using Rockwool, but personally, I don't find anything wrong with it at all. So for right now, I'm just going to turn them around a little bit just to make sure everything is nice and wet. Alrighty. And what I'm going to do, because this is a seedling tray that I'm going to use, and I have these little seedling cup thingies that I'm going to stick them in, so that way they'll be covered, and we'll go ahead and get the process started to get the seedlings to grow. So right now I'm pretty much thinking this should be as wet as it's going to get. So what I'm going to do, let me spill out the excess water. And now I'm going to squeeze each one of these. Only reason why is I'm not going to squeeze all the water out, but just so that it's not soaking wet, because I don't want the seedlings to rot. That I definitely don't want to do. So let me go ahead and show you what I do. I just simply take it and just squeeze water right out of it. Then what I do, when I do that, I go ahead and grab the little seedling tray. Now the seedling tray, if you notice, the size of it is definitely smaller than the Rockwool, but I squeeze just the bottom end of it in like that, and I only do that just so that, because it gives it a good stable base, so that I'm not having any issues with trying to put my seedlings in and so on like that. So I'm going to do this a couple more times. Forgive me if the video doesn't show pretty much everything that I'm doing as I'm squeezing these Rockwools out. So give me just a moment. Okay, so you're probably wondering why I staggered them like this. This way I know which end is top and the bottom. So when I'm planting, I know which plants that, how I have them in there. I'm actually planting 2 each of peas, tomatoes, and cucumbers. So I have some self-pollinating cucumbers, which I'm excited about using. And so I'm going to get those and get started with putting the seeds in each one of these. Going to rinse this out because the Rockwool is very, like, I guess it's like a sandy type of texture. So I like making sure that I rinse that out and that there's no sandiness in it. And then basically I just take this and slip this right in, and you can't really see it that well on this, but there's a space a little bit from under the tray. That way you have some air circulating throughout the entire tray. Alrighty, now what I love about my kit here that I have for my seedlings is the fact that I am able, it has a little, I'm going to show you guys here. It's like a little tool here that I can take and literally open up the hole a little bit wider just so that the seeds can fit inside each one, because I want it to go as deep as possible in there. So pretty much I just take it and just kind of stick that in there. Or if you don't want to do that, you can use something else that's a little rounder. Like this is to a droplet thing that I have, and you can just take that and put that in there like that, and it gives you the hole. You're gonna kind of close up the hole a little bit once you're done with the seedlings, but it's a relatively just a simple process. But you just want to make sure you have a hole deep enough for each of the seedlings. Now all that's really left is for me to go ahead and just put the seedlings in each of the Rockwools. So right now, the first thing I'm going to try, I'm going to put in there, let's see, I'm going through all my peas and such now. So right now, these are my Tom Thumb peas, and I'm just going to put 1 each in the top ones. Now, just so you know, when it comes to seedlings, not all seedlings sprout, and that's just kind of the name of the game. But so far, these have been pretty good. As you can see, these are pretty large. So I'm going to just put 1 in each one, and I'm going to hope for the best, actually, that they'll each sprout. And I'm just going to drop each one into the top like that. Just like that. And that one in just like that. And I have just put in my peas. Next up is going to be my tomatoes. I'm just going to do my yellow tomatoes today. And let me grab those. These are my yellow cherry tomatoes. I'm going to just, this time around, I'm just going to, again, I am going to play with danger a little bit, and instead of trying to pour multiple ones in each one, I'm still going to just do just the one. They typically say that you want to do 2 seedlings per planter, 2 seedlings per planter, but these have been pretty good at actually growing straight out from the seedling. So I'm just going to do 1 and 1. So let me get 2 of these out. So these are the tomato seeds. See how tiny they are? I'm just going to drop 1 each in each of just 2 of the little Rockwools here. Again, these have been pretty good at getting started. I've just made some mistakes in temperature and everything, so this is why I'm doing this all over again. So I'm just going to put the remaining seeds right back into the little baggie. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me just do 1 more seedling. in one of them. I just want to make sure. I just kind of started thinking about it and just decided, let me play it safe. So one of them has 2 and one of them has just 1. And lastly, we are going to do cucumbers. So I have some open pollinated cucumbers, and one of them that I'm going to plant is going to be is called Diva, and the other one is called Little Leaf. I am going to do one of each and hope that they both pollinate, but these are the Diva open pollinated ones, and these are the Little Leaf open pollinated. The Little Leaf ones will grow more like a bush variety type of plant, which I'm excited to do because it stays small. The Diva, not so much, but it is still an open pollinated variety. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And as you can see, these seeds just come in a little baggie. And that's how they're shipped from the farm or wherever you get your seeds from. In this case, believe it or not, Amazon is absolutely wonderful, and you can get all kinds of stuff from Amazon. So yeah, got me some cucumber seeds from Amazon. Put that right in the top there, and you can see some of the seeds right there. See, that was the Little Leaf, which was the first one, and now I'm going to put the Diva in the other one. And as you can see, the seeds are just the same. They're cucumber seeds that's been dried out. They're usually gathered by the grower, and that's how they're sold. You can do this yourself by drying them out. I have not gotten that far. As I've stated, I am a newbie at all of this, but I've learned a couple things. So right now we are just gonna give this a try. And I'm gonna put the Diva in the second one. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so is that it? Just a big gaping hole in the top of the Rockwool there? Actually, no. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and try to close the hole, at least cover it a little bit with its own Rockwool so that it'll kind of give it a covering on top of the seedlings. So I typically just go ahead and make sure any seedlings, like say for instance, this little pea here, I just push it down a little bit more, just to make sure it's got a good area. Anything else sticking up, just do the same thing. And then all I do is go ahead and make an attempt to just try to close it up. Just push the Rockwool close. You see here? Just push it together, just so that it has like a little closure of the hole. This way, it'll give the seedling a little bit of darkness, because a lot of seeds sometimes will require darkness to kind of get started. Some seeds require light to get pollinated. In this case, I've found that I've had a lot more success with the keeping them in darkness type of way of getting them started. So I'm putting these, just kind of closing a little hole there, as you can see. And as you can see, all the holes, and even this one, are relatively closed. And so that's 6 seeds. I got 2 peas here, 2 tomatoes, and 2 cucumbers. And what I'm going to do is just simply take this top, and this top, just give you a view. This top here is a top that goes over it, which is like kind of gives it like a greenhouse effect. This here you can turn it to show, to have air go in and out. Typically I leave it open because I want to have air like flowing through the actual little greenhouse here. Just place it right on top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually get a towel and just cover it, because I want this to be in complete darkness. Usually in about, I'm going to give it about 2 to 3 days, all of these will pretty much have sprouted. So right now it is September 2nd. Now that's give or take, of course, with 2 or 3 days. We'll see in that time frame when these will be sprouted. So not technically a exciting video, but just kind of wanted to show exactly how I start my seedlings to my vegetable garden. So I hope everyone was able to get something from this. I did, because I'm about to have me some vegetables growing pretty soon. And hope you all have a wonderful day. Good night.